Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Zanurin Bin Mohamad Safar from SMK Sultan BADLISHAH, KULIM, KEDAH. I am going to present a paper with the title Enhancing Learner Engagement in ESL Classroom. Ladies and gentlemen, learner engagement is always a crucial issue in any classroom. According to Blackburn 2014, when learners are not engaged, they are not learning. And according to Ogos and Zanurin 2017, teachers must create the right classroom climate for learning and establish routines to ensure learners engaged and learn. Surely, ladies and gentlemen, there are different ways to engage learners. Questioning is one of the ways, and that is the focus of my paper. Now, when we talk about questioning among learners, there are certain issues which we have to look at. So, to me, the common issues on questioning, first of all, it has always been the case that whenever the teacher asks questions in class, only a few, only some, or perhaps the same students, the same learners who respond to the question asked by the teacher. And in certain cases, when the teacher asks questions, it is the teacher himself or herself who would answer the question. And another common issue on questioning which has been happening in classrooms, self-questioning as well as peer questioning hardly take place. And in fact, many pupils, many learners are not sure what kind of questions they should ask themselves as well as asking their peers. Moving on to the objectives of this paper. First of all, I would like to highlight MEC-CQ, a self-designed intervention strategy to enhance questioning in ESL reading classroom. And secondly, the aim of this paper is to nurture learners' confidence and skills to be more engaged in their reading tasks through MEC-CQ. So this is an action research which involves 2 Form 5 learners, and their level of proficiency for English, I would say, intermediate to advanced. Ladies and gentlemen, now allow me to explain about MEC-CQ. Now, MEC-CQ stands for Maximizing Questioning, and it is designed based on Bloom's taxonomy, and as all of us know, there are 6 levels, there are 6 cognitive domains when we talk about Bloom's taxonomy. The lowest being remembering, followed by understanding, then applying, analyzing, evaluating is the second highest, and the highest cognitive domain would be creating. Now, in MEC-CQ, 60 questions are provided for the learners, and in each domain there are 10 sample questions. Next, I would like to show all of you MEC-CQ. So we are going to go to the 5th slide, and here we could see the 2 lowest cognitive domains, remembering and understanding. Now, remembering, the questions definitely are simple. The answers are direct. The answers could be easily found in the text. We have one example there. where was. Number 2, who was. Alright? And number 3, how many. Now, the answers, as I said, could be directly be found in the text, and in that case the questions are of remembering level. Next, we have understanding. The questions are more difficult than remembering level. However, the answers can still be found in the reading text, in the reading passage that the students read. For example, what is the evidence or what is the example of, okay, ... Alright, in order to find the evidence, in order to find the example, surely the students have to read or maybe reread the text. But the answer is there. Alright? Now, we are going to look at 2 more cognitive domains in MaxiQ, and the questions are based on these levels, applying and analyzing. Alright, now examples of questions for applying. Okay, for example, number 1, which word in paragraph 1 or paragraph X means? Alright, so here the students have to apply the vocabulary that they have learned, that they know, in order to answer that question. So that's why it is under this level, applying. Alright. The next level would be analyzing. Okay, whenever the students are asked to compare and contrast, whenever they have to categorize, yes, the questions will be under this level, under this cognitive domain, that is analyzing. For example, when they are asked to find the main cause, maybe in the text or in the passage there are a few causes. So when the students are asked to find what is the main cause, yes, they have to examine carefully, they have to analyze all the causes and determine what is the main cause. The 2 highest levels, ladies and gentlemen, for sure would be evaluating and creating. Alright, the questions here are tougher, and most of the questions for evaluating and creating, the answers, most of them could not be found in the passage or in the text, which means the students may have to give their personal opinions. Alright, now I would like to proceed to the 8th slide to explain further about the implementation of MaxiQ. In implementing MaxiQ, I divided the implementation into 3 phases: phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Now, for phase 1, it's more on rationalizing. What did I do? What was my focus? Ladies and gentlemen, in phase 1, it is important for me to explain to the students, to rationalize with the students, why I introduce MaxiQ. Why MaxiQ is important to them. Simply because I want them to be more engaged when they read. Simply because I want them to have the skills, have the knowledge to ask questions, to ask themselves as well as to ask their classmates or their friends. So for practice, in phase 1, short texts were explored. Texts within 50 to 150 words were used, and the students were encouraged to ask questions. They may use the model questions or the sample questions which were given in MaxiQ, or they could even formulate their own questions. Another important aspect in phase 1, ladies and gentlemen, because of the students' readiness, it is important that we carry out the activities in groups, because when activities are done in groups, the students who are new to this MaxiQ, they get support, they get help from their friends. KEDAH employ cooperative learning in phase 1. So when my pupils were ready, I moved to phase 2. In phase 2, longer texts were given to them, texts which had between 200 to 500 words. The questioning activities were still done in small groups, and this time they also had to do it in pairs. Why? It's simply because I want to reduce their dependency on their friends in asking questions, in formulating questions. Then when they are ready, okay, for phase 3, the questioning activities were done individually, either using short text or longer text. Ladies and gentlemen, now let me present to you the impacts as well as the challenges of implementing MaxiQ in my reading classrooms. First of all, we look at the impacts. I would like to highlight 3 biggest impacts. First of all, definitely I could see that my students' engagement is enhanced. How do I know? It is simple. They began to ask more and more questions. They asked more questions than before. Previously, they were not so active in asking questions as they read, but after the implementation of MaxiQ, students began to ask more questions. And when that happened, definitely the questioning done by me, done by the teacher, was reduced. And this way I could enhance learner-centered activities. And the third one, I believe MaxiQ makes learners, makes my students to be more knowledgeable and skillful, because before this they did not know what kind of questions to ask as they read, but now they know. They know the kinds of questions, what kind of questions to ask, all right, and the levels of questions also they have known. Now let's talk about the challenges. Definitely it's not easy to introduce, to implement something which is new, like MaxiQ. I had my own challenges. So I believe the first challenge would be, it's not easy. Any change that we plan to bring into our classroom would surely take time. So what's important is we need to be patient. And I would say the second challenge would be dealing with mixed ability learners, because as we know, some learners, they progress well, they learn fast. However, some progress quite slow, they need more time. So that would be another challenge. For conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to highlight that self and peer questioning among learners can and must be nurtured to produce critical readers. Next, when self and peer questioning takes place, ladies and gentlemen, engagement is surely enhanced. And according to Blackburn 2014, enhancing learning engagement is mainly in the hands of teachers. Yes, who else? It is us, the teachers, who should take the responsibility to enhance our learners' engagement. To me, it is important for teachers to develop strategies to promote engagement. If not through MECCQ, it could be through other ways. Surely there are other strategies, there are other possible interventions which could promote learner engagement. And based on my experience implementing MECCQ, I would like to highlight this. If we look at SKPMG2 Standard 4, MECCQ is able to enhance these aspects: 4.1.1, 4.3, 4.4.1, and 4.6. In short, MECCQ could be more than an option. I always believe learning engagement can always be enhanced in our classrooms. With that note, thank you very much.